So in the last video, we created all the button sounds, and if we want to use any of the sounds, we can directly use our audio manager. So in this video, we are going to have the functionality to select all of our levels, and as our level panel is already built, all we need to do is create a prefab for our level and have it work as we want it to be. So let's start creating. So as you can see, we have our main panel. Now we'll hide our main panel and we'll show our level panel, and our title and everything is working fine. So we'll create an empty, and it's going to be storing all our levels, and we'll have it stretch across the whole screen. So our level panel and stretch across the whole screen, but we are going to set it at some size so it does not do something else. Now inside our levels, what we need to have is, let's create we are going to use, yeah, we'll create a grid layout group and let's just use it. So we'll add here inside our level, we'll add a grid layout group, and let's add a couple of images to see how it's going to look. So let's add 5 images for now, and that's how it's looking. It's ugly looking. So the cell size is going to be 160 by 160, and it's going to be spaced at 32 cross 32. And again, it's ugly looking, so left and right we are going to have a padding of 32, and as it's starting from the upper left, it's going to have a little bit more spacing, and from the top we need to set it to 640. And if we set all of our image colors to be around darkish or black, we are able to see our image. So these are our images for right now, so let's delete it. And first we'll create a template for our image, so we'll call it level, and it's automatically going to set up our level for us. So there is no need for any of the sizes and all. So inside our level, it will need an image component, and for our image we are going to use our pixel image. We'll set its color to be the light gray one, because it's always going to be at the bottommost position. So we'll set this color to be a lighter gray, maybe around, yeah, let's just use the lighter gray. Now not the lighter gray one, let's set it to a red one. Now after we have our image, it's going to have a couple more images. So let's create our first image, which is going to be our locked image. So if our level is going to be locked, we are going to use our locked image, which is our gray, and after that we'll duplicate the locked and we'll call it unlocked. And if our level is unlocked, then we'll use our default white image. So we'll use 0 0 and 0 and 60. So again, it's going to stretch across the whole screen, 0 and 60. So this is going to be when our level is unlocked. So as you can see, it is currently black right now. And when our level is locked, it's going to be this darker color. And when our level is completed, it's going to show us this bright color, which is the color of the current stage. And finally, it's going to have a text, which is going to be 256 by 256 size and auto size to 72 by 128, and let's position it at the center. So for now it's just calling one, but it will like call whatever you want it to be. So let's just call it count. So this is the default template for our game. It will also need a button component, which is going to have a color tint of none, and it's also going to need a level select script. And this level select script is going to be attached to our level. And again, we'll just save it as a prefab. So let's go inside our prefabs and save this level, and let's delete it from the scene, and let's increase this size so we can see how it's going to look. So 160 by 160 looks pretty much fine. Let's rename this to lock and unlocked, and the position doesn't matter wherever it is. So let's have it always show the brighter color. Now all we need to do is add the levels and set up its numbers. So let's start inside coding the levels. So how the levels are going to work. So let's go inside Visual Studio and let's see what we need to do for the level. So we have first one which is for the locked image, and the rest ones are for the unlocked images. So let's create a serialized field to get our game objects for our locked and unlocked images, and we don't need to set its color, but we'll also need to get the level. So we'll need a text, and it's also going to need a serialized field integer for the current level, and we also need using using Unity Engine .ui, and we also need using TM Pro, and collections won't be needed. So let's get the private game object, which is going to be the active image and the locked image. So active is just going to be called whenever our level is active, and if it is unlocked, we'll remove the active image. And it will also need a button, and we'll just call it button because there's only one button. And finally, we have our image, which is going to be only needed from the awake whenever it is going to be needed from the start. Whenever it is enabled, it will get the current color. So it will get the color for the current stage, and let's get an image for our button image, and again it's going to directly get from the component, which is the get component, and we'll set it up inside our awake method. So the button is going to get component button. Then our active image is equals to transform dot get child 0 dot game object, and our get child 1 is the active, and locked is going to be the get child of 0. And afterwards we are going to get our text, which is tmp text and count text, and it's going to be get component in children tmp text, and we'll set count text dot text is going to be the current level dot toString. Now, after setting it up, we'll get the button image is equals to get component image. Now, after getting our button image inside our start, we'll add the onClick event. So button.onClick.add listener, and we'll call the update level function. Again, we'll create it here, update level. And at the end of the update level, it's just going to start our next scene. So let's see what we need to do before our level is created. So let's create an on enable, and the first thing we need to do is get the current stage. So we already get the current stage in our stage name. So string current stage name. We need to set it up again. So let's set the get the current stage first. So our current stage is going to be player prefs dot get int, and we are going to get our constants dot data dot current stage. And after we get our current stage, we will build the stage name, which is going to be the stage current stage name is going to be constants dot data dot current stage plus, let's add an underscore, and plus current stage dot toString. And after getting our current stage name, we'll set up the current level name, current button level name. And similarly, it's going to be the current stage name plus add an underscore, and afterwards we'll attach the current level, which is going to be the current button level dot toString. And after getting our level, we'll get the level active. So all we'll do is player prefs dot has key. If it has the key for our current button level name, then we'll get the key current button level name, as will set to 0, which is for the locked condition. And if our current level is less than equal to 5, which is going to activate our first level, and our level is active is equals to 0. So level active is 0 and our current level is less than 5, then that means we are instantiating at the first time. So we'll set level active to 1, and player prefs dot set in for the current level name, current button level name to the stage active. Level active. And after that, what we are going to do is active image dot set active to stage active, level active is equals to 1. So 1 is if the level is active, and locked image dot set active to level active is equals to 0. So if it is locked, it is 0. Let's put it up. And if it is unlocked, both are going to be false, which is going to be the second condition. And we are going to set the button image dot color is going to be the main menu manager dot instance dot colors, and will pass our current level, and will subtract not the current level, will pass the current stage. So it's going to set up its color. Now the update level is going to be another simple function. So first we'll check if locked image dot is active in hierarchy. So if the locked image is active, then we'll return. Here our locked image is active, not the set image. And if it is not, then we'll do player prefs dot setInt for our current level, which is going to be constants dot data dot current level to be our current level. So at first we created the updated the current stage, and now we are updating the current level. And afterwards we'll play our main gameplay scene. So scene management dot scene manager dot load scene, and we are going to load the first scene, and our update level ends. So our update level should be working, and we should be able to update our levels. So let's go inside Unity and let's see how our levels are going to work. So let's add one level, and currently we need to set it to 1, and it's going to call level under slash 1, and we'll duplicate this multiple times. And as you can see, we have 5 levels. The second level is 2, and it's going to be called level under slash 2. The third level is going to be level slash 3, and the fourth level, similarly, it's going to be level slash 4. And similarly, we have the fifth level. It is going to be level under slash 5. Now our level panel is going to have some functions at the start, so we'll hide it at start, and let's hit play. Our level should be working. So if we play and go inside our first scene, we are able to see our level has the correct values. So 1, 2, 3 are showing. The 4 has the 4, it's not showing up, but all of our stages are active. We need to clear all the player prefs. Let's hide and let's clear the player prefs. And now only, not only, all 5 of our levels should be activated but not completed. So that was it for this video, and let's duplicate all of our levels, and this are just going to be called level, and first it's going to be level under slash 6, and let's rename it to 6. Similarly, it's going to be level under slash 7, and it's going to be current level to be the 7, level 8, and current level is going to be 8. Level 9, and current level is going to be 9. And finally level 10, and the current level is going to be 10. So if we hit play and click any of those levels, it will take us inside our gameplay scene, which let's save it. Always save your work. We have not added to the build, so we'll go inside our build settings, and we have also not added our main menu scene, so we'll add both our scene. And now if we go inside our main menu, we should be able to go to the gameplay scene. So currently it is off. This image, I think it's like interfering with the button, so we need to set the interactable to off. Object reference, main menu manager, and level select. Okay, so there are some errors. Uh, let's set the play button first, and then after we'll see where are they. Now reference exception, add menu manager 33. So inside our main menu manager, audio manager dot instance dot add button sound. If instance is equals to null, don't destroy unload game object, and instance is equals to this. Why did it happen? Because it was on don't destroy unload, it never happened. So there's a little bit of problem, we'll fix it afterwards. So let's see if we can go inside our gameplay scene. So we can go inside it. Now there's a problem with our main menu manager when we try to add the button sound. So what's the problem? Let's see. So it's not going to get it from the on enable. I think we should put it inside the start, because when it's enabled it does not work. So private void, let's put it inside start, and let's see if it shows the error now. So now our main menu manager is inside our start, and again there's a problem with our how the sounds are working. So it's off and now it's on. So that was just the problem. Now it's not, and now we can. And we can also go inside all of our stages and load 10 of the stages. Now the only thing you need to do is add the rest of the 10 stages. So if you want, you can skip. So let's duplicate all of them, and we're just going to add one and one, and similarly here we are going to add two. I mean, everywhere it's just going to add one, but let's just do how let's just do it manually. So this is going to be 13. Where did our 13 go? One and one, and this one is going to be the 13th, 14th, and next we have our 15th level, and its value it's going to be 15. 16th level whose value is going to be 16. So if you are creating like larger games with hundreds of those levels, it's better to use scriptable objects and instantiate the objects depending on the value of the scriptable object. So you can store. So this one is pretty much like adding all the values. So we have our level 19, and finally let's add the 20th level. So this one is going to be the level 20. We have all added all 20 of our levels, and finally our levels are finished. So as you can see, it's in order 11, 12, 17, and we can select all of our levels, and that was it for the main menu. In the next video we are going to start adding the gameplay UI functions, and just the simple UI functions. So thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next video.